Jansen Harris here with Derek Williams, Sports Roundtable analyst, reporter for WVAS FM, hoop scene recruiting analyst, and writer. Hopefully I said it all. Hopefully I'm not missing anything. What's up, Derek?
What's happening, Jansen, man? Thanks for having me on, man. Appreciate your time.
Now, thank you. I know it's a little late here, at least in Atlanta, 8 o'clock, but appreciate it. Now, let's go to high school football. The top two teams in Alabama will play Friday. Hoover Buccaneers versus Central Phoenix High School Devils. What are some of the keys to this game? This is 1 versus 2. Many people are anticipating this. What are some of the keys that you see?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. On the Hoover side of the football, if anybody knows anything about Alabama football, and especially Hoover in particular, they had some of the greatest coaches who went on to coach college football and also go coach other high school programs in other states and do very well. Now, however, for Hoover, they have always been the staple for football in the state of Alabama. Last year they went 9-4. They had sort of a down year. They did lose in the semifinals of the championship right before the championship game, which Central Phoenix City actually went on to win. But some of the keys with this game, Jansen, I'm going to tell you, it's going to come down to Dillion Bettis-Pauley. It's a running back for Hoover, which is, he's a really good guy. He's a junior. He still has an extra year, but they lost a lot off their team last year. Their quarterback is a returning senior, 6'3", 180-pound guy, signed with Ole Miss already. So Robbie Ashford. So you can look out for him. You can expect him to do what high school quarterbacks do. But the key to this game for Hoover, man, is just having some players actually step up. Some guys who we don't know their names, we don't know who they are yet, but it's going to be big for them to step up in this game to show that Hoover is actually a team that can be ranked number 2 in the state behind Central Phoenix City.
Okay, real quick, I know this wasn't part of some of the questions I wanted to ask, but how did these kids handle this pressure? This is 1 versus 2. This is one of the biggest, most high-profile games. How do they handle the pressure of that, still being in high school? A lot of these kids are 16, 17, and 18. How do they deal with the pressure?
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, we're in the South, and we're in Alabama, and we don't have any professional teams in the state of Alabama. No, in any sport. So high school football is king. So when you say pressure, it's like these guys have been living this since they were in the 8th grade. They have always been going through this. Football has always been king. But for these guys to be in this type of situation, and if I'm not mistaken, this game is going to be televised on ESPN. So it's going to be a nationally televised game. But like I say, Hoover's been here before. Central Phoenix City has 7. You hear me? He has 7 Division I caliber players on their roster this year. And when I say 7, I'm not talking about 7 that are just going to go play college ball. I'm talking about 7 players that are going to be SEC-worthy players. Half of them have already signed with an SEC school, and their best player, E.J. Williams, is a commit to Clemson. So these guys, I think they live with pressure. It's going to be big for them. They're going to be on television. So for them to step up and play like that, it's going to be big, but I think they'll be up there.
Okay, speaking of E.J. Williams, who's going to Clemson, what type of impact do you think he's going to have in this game?
It's going to be huge. Like I say, he's a returning guy. He's been on everybody's radar for a while. He's a big kid, though. He's 6'3", 180 pounds, can really go get it. Played a little bit basketball earlier, but once he started to excel in football, kind of tailed off the basketball and just started concentrating strictly on football. But it's going to be big. I don't know anybody that's going to be able to guard him. It's going to be a long day for Cody Martin. He plays for Hoover. He's a 3-star guy. He has a couple of offers from JSU, Temple, and Toledo, but he's a 5'9", 166 pounds. He's going to be going head up with EJ. Like I said, EJ's 6'3", 180. It's gonna be a tough matchup for Cody, but I will tell you this: EJ's the type of guy. He's a big game player. If you ever see him, when those lights come on, he's one of those guys that's definitely gonna show up. So you can look for him to have a big day on tomorrow night.
Okay, speaking of some of those other players we're talking about, some of those other All-American high school players, Alabama. Their top 3 guys, defense at the top, cream of the crop. A lot of these guys are going to Alabama. Name some other players we need to watch out for in the state of Alabama, not just in this game, but this season that maybe people have under the radar. Maybe we need to start paying attention to. Maybe a kid who possibly could dominate college football next year or the year after.
Hey, I'm going to tell you like this, and I'm glad you said the year after. I'm going to start with this kid. He's in the class of 2021. His name is GAQuincy Mckinstry. His nickname is Kool-Aid, all right? So everybody calls him Kool-Aid. So if you call him GAQuincy, probably nobody's going to know what you're talking about. But Kool-Aid, man, He's a 6 foot, 172 pound cornerback. Now, right now, they have him ranked number 20 nationally in the country. He's the number 2 cornerback overall in the country. He goes to Pinson Valley High School in Birmingham, Alabama. Pinson Valley was a Class 6A state championship last year. They're actually back-to-back 6A state champions. Their quarterback, actually, Bo Nix, was their quarterback last year, just got the starting job at Auburn as a true freshman. That was just announced yesterday. But back to GAQuincy. He's a two-sport star, Jansen. And when I say two-sport star, it's not somebody who plays two sports. This kid is an actual two-sport star. To the fact of he just got a basketball offer from Kansas.
Wow. Okay, that's real impressive.
That's very impressive. And he's one of those guys who's looking to play both sports in college. So everybody who's recruiting him knows he's looking to play both sports. But on the football side, he has Clemson, Alabama, Auburn, Tennessee. It looks like he's a real heavy lean to Auburn right now on the football side. But like I said, those basketball offers from schools like Kansas keep coming in. And we can't discredit Kansas as a football program because they just got Les Miles as their head coach. So they at least have credibility at the head coaching position, even though Kansas hadn't been a perennial program over the last 10 years. But we can't, if they can snatch a kid like that to come there, if Les Miles can reel that in and also build stuff on the basketball side, they're going to get a gem. And remember,